Howdy, y'all, and hope y'all had a great New Year's and all that jazz. And happy 2017. I just want to kind of expand on my last video that about the whole war on Christmas and the Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas debate. And I kind of want to go on this rant about my life in the Bible Belt, specifically a small town called Richmond Hill, Georgia. If you don't know where Richmond Hill, Georgia is, most people don't. It's actually maybe like 30-40 minutes outside of Savannah. So yeah, small town, Richmond Hill, about 10,000 people or so. So yeah, really at the very heart of the Bible Belt. Like, it's so far in the Bible Belt, it's like can't even explain how uncomfortable I felt, really, as a free thinker, as an agnostic or whatever. I mean, I was just kind of like out of place, especially in high school. I was only in Savannah, Georgia, or Richmond Hill, actually, for about a year. Was just like my last year of high school. My mom bought a house out there. We didn't stay out there too long. I was just my last year of high school was living out there. So anyway, yeah, kind of want to go into detail about my life experience there in the Bible Belt of Richmond Hill, Georgia. Anyway, yeah, it was high school for me was kind of weird, I guess. I feel like every week or so, everyone that I knew was inviting me to their church, which is cool. I don't care. I don't discriminate. I got friends that are Christian or whatever. And like first couple times people invited me to church, I'm like, I'm not too big on the church scene. I mean, even growing up, my parents are not very big on the church scene. You know, we'd probably go to church, I'd say maybe once or twice a year, if that. We go to church maybe once on Christmas Eve and then another time on Easter. But other than that, we weren't really big on the church scene either, even though I was raised kind of in a non-denominational Christian household. My dad being raised Baptist and my mom being raised Presbyterian, you know, just kind of whatever. It was just kind of a casual Christian household I was raised into. Not so much anymore, but yeah, anyway, yeah, my friends would always try to invite me to their church, which is cool. I actually went to their church a couple times. Like I said, I don't care. You know, if you want to show me around your church, that's cool. I don't discriminate. If you want to, talk to me about Christianity, I'm open about it. You know, I do like a lot of the messages Jesus preached. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Just be a good person. Help the needy, all that jazz. I'm all for that. When people talk about discriminating against the gays or, the non-believers, that's kind of where I have an issue, basically. As a progressive or what have you, I just think the part about, hating or whatever, that's not my thing, not my cup of sweet tea. I try to get along with everyone, no matter what their religion, their race, their sexual preferences, you know what I mean? Like I said, I want to love everyone, like Jesus said. But which is ironic because I had a little debate about the whole gay marriage thing with one of my neighbors, and he was a cool guy, but his political beliefs was just so out there I couldn't really relate to him in any way. So anyway, we're having this little political debate about gay marriage, and I just kind of casually brought up what his opinion is about gay marriage. And his response was like, I think it's fucked up. I think gay people should die, which took me by surprise. I'm like, whoa, I mean, that's not cool, man. Some of my good friends are gay, how would you say, I mean, I just couldn't, I was kind of at a loss for words. I'm like, I mean, honestly though, does that sound more like, Jesus Christ or like, Adolf Hitler? I mean, the whole, kill the gays or the God hates gays. I mean, really, does that really, sound like something Jesus would say? Honestly though, Jesus never really said anything about hating any group of people, I mean, a lot of that stuff's in the Old Testament from what I understand. Same thing with tattoos and like, eating, shellfish or whatever. But anyway, back to the main point. I remember another incident. I was in my English class. It was actually, was it? I think it might have been English or maybe, this was a long time ago. I'm trying to remember the exact class. I'm actually pretty sure it was English class. Anyway, a student in this class asked the teacher, where's the best place to meet people? And my English teacher says church. I raised my hand. I wasn't trying to be like a smartass or anything. I'm just like, well, what if you're not a Christian? And then my English teacher replied, well, if you're not a Christian, then you definitely need to go to church. Which honestly took me by surprise. Keep in mind, this is a public school. This wasn't some like private, like Catholic school or anything. It was actual public school. So you got people from all different denominations or religions that went there. I know it was basically like 95% Christian, but still, you got people of different faiths there that are going to this public school. Like, you would never hear about that in like, a California school or a New York school, for instance. I mean, maybe you would, but not so much. Anyway, yeah, that took me by surprise. My English teacher saying that, if you're not a Christian, you definitely need to go to church. That was, to be honest, that's one thing that kind of like opened my eyes, like as a free thinker or as an agnostic or whatever, that I couldn't really vibe with that kind of mentality. I'm so glad I'm, back in, good old California now. A lot more secular, especially compared to my life in Richmond Hill, Georgia. Honestly, that was just my personal experience in the Bible Belt, as a free thinker, a secular, or what have you. Anyway, yeah, if you have any similar stories about this kind of thing, let me know, and y'all have a great afternoon. All right, Happy New Year. Bye.